Best trainer?
There's a lot of good trainers at the club. A lot of the fringe players that really want to get a game and they put the work in it week in, week out. Brian's always there. I mean, I'd say Nick Brigham. Nick Brigham, he's always there. He's always on time, and he really puts it in. He wants to be part of the setup, and you can see that. So that's good. So I'll say Nick Brigham.
Quickest player?
Quickest player is Lewis Taylor. I mean, we're not the fastest team in the world. When he was at Valladolid, they called him a Lesbos, which is little lesbian. And yeah, he's absolutely rapid. So I'll say Lewis Taylor.
Hard man?
Jazz Sandu. He's an absolute animal, to be honest. I wouldn't want to mess with him. Neil Smith, he likes a row, but he seems to be often on the losing side. So I'll say Jazz Sandu.
Best dancer?
Best dancer at the club. I mean, I can cut a rug. I'm not going to lie. When I'm out and about, I get a lot of compliments. But I mean, Jamie's always there, and he's always throwing some sort of shape that seems to entice the ladies or people at least. So I'll say Jamie Taylor.
Worst haircut?
Worst haircut. There's some really bad barnets at our club. Jordan Cleghorn, he's got a rat's tail just for some reason at the bottom of his head. Lewis Taylor, hair like a lesbian, obviously. But I mean, Brian's turned up a couple of times with some patterns in his hair as well. But I'm gonna stick with Brian. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm not down with the kids anymore, but them patterns don't do anything for me.
Worst dresser?
Worst dresser. There's some really dodgy clobber. I'd probably say Robbie Freeman turns up in some dodgy stuff. His goalie tops are very reminiscent of a young Steve Grizovic, very 80s. But I mean, Alex Hutchison, hands down, every week wears the same hoodie which has tape decks all over it, which I just can't get my head round, to be honest. So, and I've seen some really bad stuff from him. So I'll say Alex Hutchison.
Worst taste in music?
Worst taste in music, I'm probably going to go back to Neil Smith again, to be honest. I know that he likes the Carpenters, Shania Twain, and Britney at times as well. And I know that he trades CDs a lot with another one of my friends, Anthony Boskill. And terrible, to be honest, when you get in the motor. So no, I'll say Neil Smith.
Future managers?
There's a lot of knowledge, a lot of footballing knowledge at the club. A lot of the guys have good tactical knowledge, good footballing brains. But I'd say Andy Bradford, he gets you through games sometimes. Real positive man, nice guy to go with it, and he's got a good footballing brain. So I'll say Andy Bradford.
Best friend?
Best friend at the club, obviously as captain, a lot of the guys, we try to hang out and bond a bit. But Holty's always up for a laugh. So's Rick Howard. So I'd say Holty and Rick. I'll put them guys down for that one.
Skillfulest player?
Most skillful player. I mean, Cleghorn's got a little cut inside. Jamie likes to drag back. But I'd probably have to give that to Brian Somerville, actually. I've seen him do a couple of Maradona twists and scoops, so I'll go for Brian Somerville.
Ugliest player?
Good looking side, the Wizards. Very good looking. Always attracting a bit of female attention on the sidelines. I'm not quite what I used to be. Had a bad few months, let myself go a bit. So I'll put myself down as that one. I'm sure the lads will be happy with that. So I'll say me as the ugliest.
Biggest moaner?
There's some moaners at the club. I don't mind a moan. Scott Rennie, he likes a moan. But, I mean, the other week there was a little hissy fit and someone walked off in a bit of a mood, and that was Jamie Taylor. So I'll stick with Jamie for that one. Biggest moaner.
Dressing room joker?
I'm hilarious. I'm absolutely hilarious. So it has to go to me, to be honest. That one, hands down, Kane Dougherty.
Longest in the shower?
There's some length. We take our time, to be honest. FC Wizard take our time in the shower. And I've seen Estony and Brian. They're often in there for long periods of time. But I remember Jordan Cleghorn, week in, week out, he's there for absolutely ages. It never seems to end. So I'll go for Jordan Cleghorn.